Hello, folks. You know, I'm 64 years old and I've been flying models since I was 8. I've been to many air shows in my time, many RC air shows, trade shows, model and craft shows and contests, and even participated in many myself. But here in Iowa, I've relaxed and enjoyed the good old boys and girls we fly with now. Yep, we have wins and still have had some pretty darn big shows even a long time back when you had to build your own planes from scratch, which would certainly limit the flying field today. So to show you a bit of history, I've edited the Byron show, for which this video was done in 1989 in Ida Grove, Iowa, with my VHS 23 years ago. Well, the air show was actually put on by Byron Godberson of Byron Originals fame. He was the manufacturer of the ByroJet Ducted fan, large-scale F-16s, Migs, P-51s, and even my 1/3 scale Pitts biplane with a belt drive called a Byro Drive. You may have actually seen that on some of my past Pitts videos. Well, Byron, who John Simone got the F-16s from, which I flew and blew up in the movie Blue Thunder, is the originator of this show. He put on one of the biggest, if not most spectacular and controversial air shows with total excitement, bar no expense. Byron still manufactures some of the best fuel on the market today, but sadly he's not making any of the big plane kits anymore. So here are some excerpts from that day, so relax and enjoy the show, and Semper Fi to all those who lost their lives or were wounded in the attack of Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, right. They told us to get
Yeah, I will.
A couple, 3 years or so to get a ride in the 47 of the little meeting. No, I didn't understand what. Okay, you kids, remember what I said, get over here just south of the tower here.
And the wheel is rolling.
Helicopter, and you can even get yourself an airplane, right? See all this from the air, no charge. They'll take you down to the airport, the campground house, the Phillips Brothers.
You get an extra radio link. Bring it down lower.
All right. German airplane. German Jaeger. Probably better known when Bob Hoover's flying in his famous P-51. Taxiing out in front now is an F-16. It's a very docile, nice flying airplane. Manufactured right here in Ida Grove, Iowa by Byron's Originals. Next month on the 24th of September, big tracks, the whole 9 yards. From Des Moines, Iowa right here with this beautiful F-16. We'll slip on up here and take a look. Is that a Viper that's going that yellow? Beautiful, I'm right behind you. What kind of airplane is it? Bullet. Iron Bullet. There we go. we got Joe Schumacher up in the Waco, is that correct? Chief, is that the... Byron, is that Joe up there? Oh, you can't see him either, huh? I sure as heck hope so.
So there's Byron Robertson, can't hear right now, but is up in the control tower here at the famous Robertson Byron Originals Fun Fly.
Very large.
That's large. Quarter scale fun fly.
As the divers get lower now, we can identify them. Pat Parrott has the purple, blue, and white chute. The all-red chute belongs to Doug Dyke. The yellow, white, and tan chute, Lem Binkley, and Kevin Ridge with the blue, red, and gold chute. Should be the first one touching down. Doug Dyke should be the second. Down comes the riser, and another beautiful stand-up landing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, approach America's greatest Pacific naval base with most of the fleet anchored peacefully within the confines of the harbor. Those confident are the Atara. Back to the carrier task force. A single radar sight picks up the approaching aircraft coming from the northwest. But the commanding officer assumes them to be a flight of inbound carriers, the Akagi, the Akaga, the Hiru, the Soryu, and the two new carriers, and the Suikaku, last 1 hour and 45 minutes. America is drawn into the war. 1 hour and in front at a depth of 75 feet. These were designed for a depth of 40 feet. Admiral Yamamoto hopes to cripple the U.S. fleet in one blow. He fears the U.S. industrial might. A single bomb from a valve goes down the stack of the USS Arizona, forever entrapping 1,200 American servicemen in an underwater city. Japanese aircraft continue to pound unsuspecting U.S. forces. President Roosevelt calls this a day that will live in infamy. Truly, this is America's darkest hour. The attack continues. The attack continues. Bombing and scraping attacks. When it is over, 1,343 American service personnel are dead, 960 missing, and 1,270 injured. Extreme havoc and destruction was created by the Imperial Japanese Naval Forces. A B-17 pilot, Major Landon, desperately trying to land, said, "What a hell of a way to enter a war. Out of gas, unarmed, and no place to land. The Japanese are attacking Pearl Harbor at this time." Totally unprepared for this attack. The Japanese wrote here that they would have invaded America if there was not a turn in the events in Manchuria, Korea, and China. America is against what the Japanese were doing in China, concerned over her own hand. General Clarkson of the American Volunteer Group, known as the Flying Tigers, was helping the Chinese fight the aggressors in China. The B-51 Mustang has just flamed one of the Zeros and is doing a victory roll in front of you. The rapid movement of the Japanese in China has been slowed by the efforts of the Flying Tigers. Every battleship along Ford Island was destroyed or rendered. American aircraft in Hawaii were parked in the middle of Hickam Field to prevent possible sabotage by the 135,000 Japanese living in Hawaii. Ladies and gentlemen, as a direct result of that action, we lost virtually every U.S. aircraft in Hawaii. Not only did we lose these aircraft, but 22 naval vessels were unable to go to war at the conclusion of the battle. Fortunately, the American 12/1941. High overhead, the valve dies. The Zeros enter another strafing attack as the torpedo bombers are positioning for another run. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt successfully to keep America out of this war, but the Japanese were not prepared to allow that to happen. When the surprise attack was over, more than one-half of America's entire naval fleet had been damaged or destroyed. 8 battleships had been hit, 2 destroyed, and 6 heavily damaged. But out of the ashes of early defeat rose the phoenix of future victory. A nation which has been basking in a twilight zone between war and peace found itself united and determined to fight. For just as we had overestimated our own safety, the enemy had underestimated our ability and our determination. The technological advantages of a free nation began to provide the weapons. The greatest naval officer, Admiral Yamamoto, warned his countrymen he could promise them victory after victory, but only forever still life. Yamamoto has been quoted as saying, "I fear all we have done is to awaken a sleeping giant and fill him with a terrible resolve." In 1943 alone, the United States turned out 86,000 warplanes, and in 1944, 94,000 warplanes. These were powerful modern fighters and bombers, produced with American technology and American industrial techniques superior to our enemies. Past anything known before. To this day, America continues to develop and maintain a great air power throughout the world. It is very important that America maintains a strong military presence throughout the world. For America is the protector of freedom worldwide. We must never be caught unprepared again, as we were that Sunday morning in Pearl Harbor, 1941. What you've seen here is a portion of the Confederate Air Force air power demonstration. A pageant performed today with our motto in mind, lest we forget.
Oh.